Hello, people of God. I'm Paul James. Welcome to The Let Out. This week, we capped off our discussion of courage as expressed in the idea of risking it all. Risk is exposure to unpleasant circumstances that place our life plans in jeopardy. And risk creates disequilibrium. Disequilibrium is the feeling that I feel of unsteadiness when everything that I thought I knew is no longer relevant because of new information that has challenged what I know. An example of the courage to risk it all can be seen in the life of the Apostle Paul in Acts chapter 27. And there are principles that we can gain from him that teach us what it looks like to risk it all. First of all, if you're going to risk it all, you got to give up the ship. The angel came to Paul in the night and told him that he's not going to lose his life or even the lives of the people that are with him, but he would lose his ship. The point here is that what brought you is probably not going to take you. The second lesson that we learn from the Apostle Paul's life is the ability to stand the test. This may sound strange to you, but God sometimes sends shipwrecks that are designed to prepare us for a test that is yet to come. Paul was safer than he thought in this shipwreck because God would not let anything happen to him because of the big test that was waiting for him when he would go before Caesar. Like him, you and I are safer than we think because God still has a big test ahead. And the third thing that we learn from the life of the Apostle Paul is to focus on the faithful. Over the course of the shipwreck that was unfolding, Paul developed a bond with his shipmates. And that shows us that God will send special people that will be on your journey with you and preserve them with you during the time of your difficulty. And finally, we learn from Paul that you and I must learn how to brace for the crash. In the midst of this difficulty and ordeal, the Apostle Paul says that we must run aground on some island. You can't avoid the crashes of life, but you can brace for them because it's God himself that's going to cushion you to make sure that you don't perish even in the most difficult times of life. When we read Acts chapter 27, we find that Paul is curiously cool, calm, and collected, even though a storm threatens to pull his boat apart and all of those that are on the boat may perish. The secret to his calmness is found in Philippians 3. Paul is willing to risk it all because of one thing, and that is to know Christ. He said that he wanted to know Christ in the power of his resurrection, in the fellowship of his sufferings, and to be made just like him in his death. Because Paul was fixated on knowing Christ, he was willing to give up everything, including his life, so that he could be the very best version of who he was. He was willing to risk it all. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to see you again right here at The Let Out.